All right. Joining us now for more on all of this, Congressman Jim Jordan, Chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. Mr. Chairman, great to have you on. I want to start with Pete Hegseth this afternoon. Did anybody lay a glove on him?
It sure didn't look like it. I mean, I didn't catch all of it. We had meetings and I voted on the floor and different things. But what I did catch, it seemed like he was just doing a masterful job. I don't think anyone laid a glove on him. And he came across as just like knowing what he's getting into, knowing what he's up to, the skill set that you want. And I think Pete, like all the other people President Trump has put forward as his nominees for these key positions, represents the attitude the American people voted for on November 5th. They want folks leading these agencies who are going to clean them up, make sure these agencies serve we the people, not be weaponized against the taxpayers, but actually serve the taxpayers. I think Pete Hegseth has that attitude, and of course his experience as a warfighter himself, I think, is tremendously important as well.
Yeah, it sure is a difference from what we've seen. Joni Ernst just announced about an hour ago that she's going to back Pete Hegseth and vote for him.
Great to hear. Yeah,
which is huge. Do you expect
is.
any more Republican defections? Do you think he's going to get confirmed?
I do. I think he's going to get confirmed. I think Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Todd Blanche, I think the whole team that President Tulsi Gabbard, I think, is critically important. RFK Jr., I think they're all important because, as I said before, they represent what the American people voted for. And they're coming in there to say, we're going to serve the American taxpayer, service to we the people. That's the attitude I think they bring. And that's why I want them all to get confirmed, and I think they will be.
Yeah, today was one of those days. I was expecting more from Democrats, but the party is just so weak and depleted right now. My impression was that nobody really got to him. I thought he comported himself well. There were some tough moments, and I think they're going to vote on Inauguration Day. It sounds like Monday. I want to ask you about some news in the House today. You guys passed the Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act of 2025. The final vote, 218 to 206. 2 Democrats joined Republicans. The bill will ban schools from allowing biological males from competing in women's sports. Amen. It is about time. Does this make it through the Senate?
I don't know, but I guess, I mean, it's so common sense, but the fact that only 2 Democrats would vote for it, I was hoping for more. And frankly, I expected a few more Democrats to support this common sense legislation, particularly in light of what happened last week, where we had, I think, 48 Democrats support us on the Lake and Riley Act. So I'm a little surprised we didn't get more Democrats. This is good legislation. It's good common sense. Again, it's one of those issues I think the American people voted on. They said, we don't want crazy. We want common sense in the policies that come from our legislature, from our Congress. This is one of those policies. So hopefully we can get it through the Senate. But the Lake and Riley Act, I think, has a much better chance in light of the fact we got 48 Democrats who voted for it last week.
Absolutely. Seems like things are off to a pretty productive start. The Los Angeles Olympics are happening in 2 years, less than 2 years in Los Angeles. The wildfires just devastating over the last 7 days.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you think that the Trump administration should seriously look at moving the Olympics to a red city where you know things are going to be run properly, like a city in Florida, maybe Miami, or maybe Dallas in Texas, or maybe a city in your home state of Ohio. I'm not convinced that California can manage the Olympics, the World Cup, and the Super Bowl all within a year of each other.
Yeah, especially when they're spending time, quote, Trump-proofing their state, looking for ways to set up barriers and obstacles to what the American people elected us to do, particularly, I think, when it comes to this whole immigration and repatriation issue. So we'll see. I'll leave that up to President Trump and his team once they get up and running here in less than 6 days now. So we'll see. But I do think the American people rightly see how poorly that state is being run, how poorly these tragic fires have been handled by both the governor and of course, the mayor there in Los Angeles.
Yeah, and they have wildfires, in the summer when it's the warmest and driest in that state. That's a concern. That's something I think the administration should consider.